Hey everyone, it's Alyssa. Today I'm going to make kind of a long video where I'm going to be rambling a lot and talking a lot about my personal experience and my backstories. So if you want to hear all that, then definitely continue watching this video. I'm just going to be giving a message to you if you didn't make the cheer team, and what to think after you didn't make the cheer team, and to kind of guide you and tell you my experience with not making a cheer team. Because I don't know if you guys know, I know I've mentioned it on my channel maybe once, but I've never told the story of me not making the cheer team. And honestly, the point from when I wasn't doing cheer to now are such different points in my life, and I'm a completely different person because of cheer. I can honestly say that cheer has changed me. It has shaped me into something that I didn't know I would ever be. And you can say this with a lot of sports. You can say this with any competitive sport. I feel really does teach you a lot of life lessons, because sports are kind of parallel to our lives in a way that they can metaphorically teach us a lot of things. Assuming that you clicked on this video, you probably didn't make your high school's cheer team, or you didn't make your middle school's cheer team, or you're just coming to watch it. I know what that's like. I've been there. Trust me. And kind of tying in with the whole I'm a completely different person than I was back then kind of deal, I was used to it. And I'm just kind of telling you my experience with not making a cheer team to show you guys that every person that has achieved great in their lives has gone through so many obstacles and failures in order to get where they are now. Hardly ever do people have a smooth ride of just uphill, 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 and then get to the top. Because trust me, you have to fall, you will land on your knees and scrape them and bleed before you can get to where you want to sometimes. And me, for example, like I said, I didn't make my high school cheer team my freshman year. And now here I am, a collegiate cheerleader cheering at a UC. So just know it's okay if you're not where you want to be right now, because honestly, eventually you will get there, and this is just the world's path for leading you to where you need to be. And you know what, maybe that's not even cheer. Let's just say it's your last year to try it for cheer. This is just the world leading you into your place and where you should be. Even though it's not exactly what you want or expected, it will be just what you need and just what you would have always hoped for. I would say all up until I was about 14 years old, I was completely different. I tried things and I would fail, and I just wouldn't get back up. I didn't have that mindset to get back up. I didn't have that drive to get back up. I didn't have that motivation or passion inside of me to get back up. Honestly, I would kind of dwell at the bottom of things and just accept it and just live like that. Live in the sadness of whatever failure I went through. So all up until I was about 14 years old and I joined All-Star Cheer, everything I've ever tried out for, I never made for some reason. I tried out for musical theater my 7th and 8th grade life, and I didn't make it both years, and I was crushed. And honestly, I thought I was capable and I worked hard, but that's just not where life led me. I don't know, I was just so different in the fact that I just kind of accepted that I was such an unlucky person. I was like, you know what, I'm just not lucky. I don't get anything. The world just kind of isn't on my side. That's just how I saw it, but it's never actually like that. If a few little things happen here and there, that doesn't mean you should turn your mind into, oh, I'm the unluckiest person in the world. So when I was in 8th grade, my best friend at the time, her name was Jamie, she did gymnastics and she wanted to try out for high school cheer. And she was like, oh my gosh, you should do it with me. And I was like, honestly, like, why not? So I tried out my freshman year. I had never cheered before, but I did prepare myself. I was in tumbling classes for a year. Before that, I got my cartwheel, I got my round off, I practiced my jumps. I was really flexible all my life because I've been a dancer. I have really good spirit all the time. I was a pretty, I feel like, decent applicant to try out for cheer. I did like a mini team, which was like a quarter season team for like little kids, kind of. Not little kids, but like kids and preteens. So I knew everything about cheer. I've just never personally done a team before. And I didn't really have much tumbling besides a round off. So I tried out for cheer and I was not in my best look at all. I definitely had my spirit there. I was sassy, I was cute, I was smiling, I was nice to everybody. I didn't look the best though, because I just came back from the beach and my hair was just all over the place in like these, not even the good kind of beach waves. It was just bad. Like you went in the salt water and came out, then you put your hair up in a ponytail with a bow that just didn't flatter you, and my makeup was half washed off. It was not good. You should try your best to avoid showing up to cheer tryouts like that, but I did. And I'm not exactly sure if I was expecting to make the team or not. I actually can't recall if I really wanted to make the team or if I thought I was or if I thought I wasn't. I honestly don't really remember, considering this was a long time ago now, because if I was 14 when I tried out, that was now 6 years ago. By the way, guys, I'm 20 now, so happy late birthday to me. I turned 20 August 20th. But yeah, that was 6 years ago. I don't exactly remember. I don't specifically remember being absolutely crushed, but I think that was because I knew I wanted to cheer anyways. You guys should know, if you don't make your high school team, there's always all-star cheer, and honestly, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, the next thing I'm going to be talking about with this subject is that you're on a path that you're supposed to be on. Where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. All-Star Cheer was the best thing that's ever happened to me. My coach, my All-Star Cheer coach, was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Meeting the team, growing, progressing, being surrounded by that kind of energy, the team itself, being the captain of a team. Who knows if any of that would have happened if I made my high school cheer team and did that all 4 years. Because as you guys know, I was doing All-Star Cheer freshman and sophomore year, and then high school cheer junior, senior year. So honestly, thank goodness I didn't make high school cheer my first year of high school. Thank goodness. Because the things that happened to me my first 2 years of high school would have never happened if I was on high school cheer. Who knows, maybe I wouldn't have made the same friends. Maybe I would have been dating certain people. Maybe I would have been in this kind of mood. Maybe I would have had this outlook on school. Maybe my grades would have been this way. Things change drastically by the path life takes you on. But it's exactly where you're supposed to be. Because trust me, I know, boy do I know, in the moment sometimes where life takes you can seem terrible. It could seem like it's not supposed to happen that way. You can be like, well, this is my destiny, this is my passion, I worked so hard to make the cheer team, this is what I was supposed to do, and this was my goal, I worked so hard, this is what I was meant to do. Or with anything in life, really. You can think that you're meant and destined to do something, but it doesn't work out. It's hard. It's really hard. I really understand this, trust me. You can think that your life should be going one way, but then it goes another. But honestly, guys, that's just how life is. Life throws curveballs at you, but it's all to lead you somewhere better. It's really hard to swallow those words sometimes when you're in a state of like pain or sorrow because of something that didn't go your way. But you just have to trust that. You just have to trust that life is curving you in a different direction for a solid reason. The universe has no intention of being anything but on your side, and it's just doing things for you. So you just have to have faith and realize that everything happens for a reason. And I mean that when I say it, because I myself have been through some times that I really just didn't know why they were happening to me. Why I didn't make the cheer team, why I didn't make musical theater, why I didn't date that one boy, why I didn't date that other boy, why I didn't get into this school. So many things can make you just shrivel and wonder why the world hates you, but it doesn't. It's on your side, trust me. It's really hard to believe, but just know from personal experience, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. That being said, I'm just so happy that I didn't end up making the team my freshman year, because I don't think I would be the same person that I became today. Because like I said, All-Star Cheer, it created me into this driven, passionate, determined individual. I had learned to set goals and achieve them. I've learned to dream big. I have learned that the sky's the limit and to never give up and to never stop pushing yourself. And it was great to be surrounded by people that were the same as me and felt the same as me and wanted to be on the team as much as I did. And in high school cheer, honestly, for my first few years on a cheer team, I don't think I would have gotten that same experience at all. Because when I came to high school cheer my junior year, I was already my established own cheerleader self. I had my own cheerleader identity. I already knew I was this passionate, driven, spirited cheerleader, and no one could really tell me different at that point. Like, I was already cheering on All-Stars for 2 years. I had my own self. So none of the slacker people on high school cheer could really change that too much. So as I've said it before in videos about high school cheer, at least in my experience, the girls on high school cheer are nothing like all-star cheer girls. Girls on high school cheer are just there for the uniform sometimes. They are there to be a cheerleader. They don't want to be there. They don't care. They're disrespectful sometimes, and they don't take it seriously. And I'm most definitely not talking about my whole team. It's just certain people were like that, and I'm sure that's how it is at your high school, possibly. Some high schools aren't like that at all, but it's honestly a thing. Like, high school cheerleaders, you'll find a lot more people who are just in it to do it instead of in it because of your heart and because of passion. So who knows? It's like, if I joined high school cheer my very first year, maybe I would have been like one of those cheerleaders. Like, maybe I wouldn't be who I am today. Another blessing that I've gotten from not making the cheer team is that I met the most amazing coach of my entire life. He taught me to be all those things. All those things that I am today are possible because of him. He was somebody that I knew I wanted to invite to my wedding, and to see me thrive and achieve in collegiate cheer. He was really important to me, and he was really like family to me, and I really wish that he could see all of the videos where I talk about him and hear what he's done for me, because it's honestly truly insane. Like, I can't count on one hand how many videos I talked about him, and all of my college essays have been with him, and he's just truly my inspiration, and he's the reason that I am who I am. He would yell in my face, but none of that mattered, because he was doing it because he believed in me, and he was doing it because he knew I could succeed, and he wanted to show me my potential. He brought the real me out of me, and I really, really wish he could hear all of this. I want to thank him for doing all these things for me, and I want to thank him for everything that he's done for me and the person he's turned me into, because I don't know who I would be without him. Whenever I thought I had failed, he was always there to reassure me that I hadn't, and I never will. He was always looking out for me. Sadly, he passed away about a month ago, and that was really, really hard for me. I wish the best for him, and I wish I could tell him all these things, and I wish he can read every paper and every video that I've ever referenced him as my inspiration in. But I'm sure he knows, and I know he's looking down on me, and I know he is gonna watch me in collegiate cheer, and he's gonna be proud of me. If I didn't make the cheer team that year, I would have never had that experience. So that being said, from who I am, from my sophomore year of all-star cheer up, I am this person who has a mindset completely different of what I was when I was younger. I no longer sit at the bottom of things and dwell on sorrows or feel bad for myself, or just take the hit of anything. Don't take the hit of things, because in the process to climbing up to where you want to be, the levels of success you want to be, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hit. Sometimes it's gonna feel like life is throwing stones at you and seeing how long you can last to stand, but you just have to keep standing and keep going. And it is hard. It is hard. I'm not gonna ignore that. It's hard not to make the cheer team. It's hard to hear that. It's hard to get rejection, and you start to think, what's wrong with me? Like, was I not peppy enough? Was I not sharp enough? Am I not pretty enough? Do I not fit in? Why didn't I make the team? Why didn't I make the team when I tried so hard? And also, you have to think to yourself, did you give it your all? Did you take every free moment of time to prepare going into this tryout? Like, did you actually put in the absolute work to earn it? Because you have to make sure that you do that. If it's not your last year to try out, I really, really encourage you to keep on trying. Keep going. Don't let this knock you down. Don't let this ruin your confidence, because that is the opposite of what you should do. Let this be a catalyst for you to be motivated to do even better. Show the world what you can do and show the world that they're wrong. So, okay, you're not meant to do cheer this year, and that's for a reason, somehow, some way, and you'll figure it out. But that doesn't mean that you need to stop trying, because you could always try again. Always come back even more fierce and even more hard. Practice even more. Like, show up the tryouts. Like, keep going and work as hard as you possibly can, but just never give up. If people who are doing great gave up on the way to get there, they would have never gotten there. If I gave up on cheer by just not making my cheer team freshman year, I would not be the collegiate cheerleader I am today making these YouTube videos for you. I would have never been captain of a team. I would have never met these teammates. I would have never had this coach. I would have never had an amazing high school experience because I got to do high school cheer. Just never give up. Always keep trying. Always, always. Just go for it. And also, even if you're unsure, always just try, because what's the worst that can happen? You don't go on the team. It's the same thing as if you would have never tried out in the first place. Always just take the shot. Like, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing stopping you, so why not just take the shot? Even if you're unsure about it, just go for it. Just go for it, because you never know what's gonna happen. If this was your last year to try out for a team, then just know that that wasn't destined for you to do. There's other things that life has in store for you to do, and it just wasn't cheer, and that's okay. Cheer does seem like life sometimes, and I do agree, because especially when I was doing all-star cheer, my brain was literally saying eat, sleep, cheer, repeat. So I thought cheer was my life for a while. And I talked about this in a few videos back when I was explaining me getting onto my college cheer team. I was okay with possibly not doing cheer again. Like, I wasn't gonna base my college decision off of whether they had a cheer team or not, or if I made that cheer team or not. I wasn't gonna do that, just because I've spent years in cheer, and yes, you guys know I love cheer. Cheer is my passion. Cheer is just amazing. At the same time, coming from me, someone who thinks that way, also I know that sometimes there's just more to life and there's more in store for you, and I just really trust the world and I trust God with his plan for me, because if I ended up choosing a school that didn't have cheer, or if I ended up not making the cheer team at the school, I would trust that that's how life is supposed to be for me, because that just means that there's something greater and that there's more room for opportunity for me to love something else. Cheer is awesome. Cheer is amazing, and cheer is great to have in your life, and it teaches you a lot. But I guess also how long I've been cheering comes into play. I'm already a junior in college now, or about to be, and I've done a lot of cheer, and I just didn't want to be greedy with it. And I was like, well, you know what? If life is telling me that there's something else I should probably be open to loving that's not cheer, then that's totally fine. But of course, if I made the team and if I went to a school that had a cheer team, that'd be awesome. Like, I'm not saying I didn't want to, but like, I'd be so down to do cheer. Like, that would just be a dream come true. And you know what? That's what happened. I'm cheering in college, and that's amazing, and I'm so thankful, because I love cheerleading, as you guys know, and I'm so happy that I can continue the journey. But yeah, if you didn't make the cheer team, it's not the end of the world. Trust me, it's gonna be okay. I survived. So many people in this world have survived not making the cheer team. It's hard. I know. Like, you can't avoid the fact that it's hard to deal with, but it's gonna be okay in the end, and everyone ends up where they're supposed to. There's my example with how not making cheer my first year allowed me to have my all-star experiences. I don't know if you guys ever watched Megan Mackey, Cheer Advice for You on YouTube. She didn't make the University of Oregon cheerleading. Was it Oregon? U of O? Maybe it's Oklahoma. She tried out for like some U of O team, and I know she was crushed because she didn't make it. She went into a depression. It was just bad. Like, that was her life. But life took her exactly where she was meant to be. She went to Nevada cheerleading and had a blast on that team. And being in Nevada, she was exposed to the great job opportunity that she has now. I'm pretty sure she's like a news reporter. And that would have possibly not have happened if she went to U of O. That's just another example, because personally for me, hearing people's experiences and just real life examples really help me digest things in life, and it gives me faith and it gives me hope for myself when I hear people talk about their own experiences. it just brings a little more light, and I hope I could do the same for you guys by telling you my experiences. If you don't know who Megan Mackey, Cheer Advice for You is, I'm assuming you do know her if you watch my channel, but she's this old cheer YouTuber that used to make a lot of videos. She tried out for that team and didn't make it, but she was just this YouTuber. Yeah, never give up, guys. Always keep trying. Don't let the scrapes on your knees that you get make you stop. Just because you get a little winded when you're running doesn't mean you shouldn't complete the mile. Nobody gets to where they are now with just a free, easy ride. It always takes battle scars. It always takes falling a few times. It's normal. It's okay. I lost my back handspring a total of like 4 times, and if I let myself give up each time I lost that tumbling skill that I wanted so bad, I wouldn't have it today. I go 6 months without tumbling and I throw it at the park one day and it's perfect. So it's solid, and that's all because I never gave up when I was going for it. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but tumbling has always been low-key a struggle for me, especially my back handspring, at least in my earlier years of cheer. I got it, and that was the most revolutionary moment of my life, because I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree that getting your back handspring is one of the hardest things to get, because it's the first backflip you're ever doing. You're not gonna feel comfortable with it. It was so hard for me to get it. It took me like a year to get my back handspring. My whole freshman year, I was working on back handsprings. And then eventually I got it, but then I lost it. And then that was just heartbreaking to me. But I didn't let that affect me. I was like, you know what? I'm not losing this. I'm getting back in the gym and I'm making sure this is perfect. So then I got it again, but then I would lose it again. Then I wouldn't let that stop me. Then I got it again, then I lost it, and then I got it for good. You can't let life bully you sometimes. You have to stand up for yourself, and that's what I did with my back handspring. I was like, you know what, listen, this back handspring isn't going anywhere whether you like it or not. And you know what, it worked. I have it. So I know I talked a lot. I went into a lot of things about my own life and my personal experiences, which I would like to hear if I was back in the place where I didn't make the cheer team. And honestly, these are a lot of words that I would have wanted to tell my past self in a lot of situations. In a lot of situations where I've ever felt like giving up, or if I've ever felt like I wasn't good enough for something, or if I've ever felt like life wasn't treating me fairly, or if it wasn't going the right way. I would have liked to hear myself say this. Here I am telling my past self and telling you guys, because I love being like an older sister figure to you guys. Like, I will always be here to tell you what I wish I knew when I was younger. Thank you guys for listening to this if you watched the whole video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!